Hi all. I am going to show you how to use Excel to see whether the confidence intervals contain the mean. And the mean of the uniform distribution, as I said, is 0.5. So this is the way that I would do it. I'm sure there's probably a slicker way to do it in Excel, but I'm not an Excel guru, so I'll show you how I would do it. Well, if this is the lower limit of my confidence interval in CX, and CY, the column CY has my upper limits. Well, I know 0.5 has to be in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have CZ, column CZ, be the column that's going to tell me, no, based on the lower limit, 0.5 can't be in there. So what I would do is I'd put in a formula, and the way you do a formula is you put an equal sign, and then I'm going to use an if statement. So this is what my statement looks like. If CX is less than 0.5, then that's good. That means that the lower limit isn't any greater than 0.5, because if the lower limit were greater than 0.5, then surely 0.5 can't be in there. Now, if CX2 isn't less than 0.5, as I stated, then our mean would not be in there. So I'm going to put a no, so I'll have Excel write no to let me know that no, the mean isn't in that particular confidence interval. So I put that in, I click OK. So obviously 0.5 is in there, so I shouldn't see now. Now I'm going to copy this and paste it all the way down. So all I need to do is where you see that little square, till I see a plus sign, I can pull that all the way down, and I can test this for every confidence interval. And we have 1,000 of them. So put it in there, and you're going to see, look there, that confidence interval doesn't, because that lower limit is greater than 0.5. So you'll see a couple of no's in here. And it will be easier for you to recognize which confidence intervals don't contain the mean. Now I've got to see, now the other half of this is if the upper limit is less than 0.5, then that confidence interval couldn't contain 0.5. So for this one, I'm going to use this command to see if the upper limit is too small. Henceforth, that means that my confidence interval couldn't contain the mean. So if CY2 is greater than 0.5, that's what we want. So we should see nothing. So you see the two quotes with nothing in there. But if that isn't true, that means that my mean isn't in the confidence interval, and I want to see no once again. So I click there, and of course that confidence interval contains it. I want to copy this all the way from my 1,000 intervals. So I copy it all the way down till I get to it, my 1,000th interval, and you'll see now I know this interval doesn't contain the mean, this one doesn't contain the mean, and now you have a listing of all the confidence intervals that don't contain the mean, and you can just highlight them. And then in your reports, you can count how many didn't, how many, and of course subtract it from 1,000, and you'll know how many there is, and you've completed the last question in the assignment. So you continue doing this, count them up, and you are finished. Remember, you have to upload both this Excel file and your Minitab, and the answers to the questions, and with the histograms and all the things that were asked for your first project. Well, I hope this helps you with the very last part of it. You guys take care.